Hi all PMP aspirants, I am Pratibha and I am here with my second video in the PMP preparation series 2021, and the topic which I am going to cover today is Agile. In my first video I have received this feedback from some of you that I should prepare some of the content on this topic Agile as well, and very rightly so, considering the weightage of this topic in the new PMP exam format. So I will be preparing some series of the videos so that we can have a comprehensive view over this topic, and please do share your feedback with me. And for all of you who is watching my videos for the first time, I am also a PMP aspirant, and I came up with this idea of preparing some small videos on some of the important topics so that we all can go back and revise them before we are sitting for the exam. So the topic which I am covering is Agile, and the contents which I will be talking about today is introduction of Agile, how Agile got evolved, and what is the connection of Agile with Lean and Kanban approaches, and what are the features of Agile, in what type of project Agile is suited best. So in 2001, 17 software developers came together and they formalized this movement, and actually they came up with this term Agile. So the question arises that why these 17 software developers called for this 3-day summit. So the challenge which software developers and the developers in the industry was facing in general, that while following the predictive life cycle approaches, the end product which is delivered to the customer, most of the time client is not happy with the product which they are delivering it to them. Even if they deliver as per the expectations which was outlined in the predictive approaches at the start of the project, then also the client is not happy with the value which is delivered to them. So to overcome the challenges which is there in the predictive approaches, they came up with this Agile methodology, and in the Agile methodology they actually came up with 4 values and 12 principles. In 2001, this methodologies got more traction. However, this is to be noticed here that Agile practices were also practiced earlier, before they got traction in 2001. Now there are type of projects which are quite definable in nature. So we know what are the inputs that will go into those projects, what are the outputs that is expected. So in these type of projects where we know the inputs, tools and techniques can be used, all the planning is being done upfront, and here we are talking about predictive and waterfall life cycle approaches. And in these type of work, where the work is not exploratory in nature, where we have done it in the past, where the output is quite clear in nature, the predictive and waterfall life cycle approaches suits best. However, with the advent of technology, when these definable work got automated, many software developers actually started working into those type of projects which are exploratory in nature, which requires a lot of research and development, which requires knowledge work, and with the current technology which is available to them, they were facing some type of challenges. So these type of projects involve high rate of complexity, high rate of risk, high rate of change is anticipated in these type of projects because of the nature of the project, because they have not been undertaken in the past historically. That is why Agile, the principles, the values which is defined here in the Agile project suits best to these highly uncertain projects. Now we will see what are the 4 values and the principles which Agile talks about. So the first value is customer collaboration over contract negotiation. So in predictive approaches, a lot of emphasis is given on negotiating the contract with the client. However, here in agile approach, we are giving more focus on collaborating with customer so that we can get more clarity on what are their requirements are. We believe in engaging with customers. Adapting to change over following a plan is given more importance. Following a plan in productive approach, because most of the planning is done upfront in predictive approaches. However, because of the nature of the project, because of the complexity involved into the project, this upfront planning doesn't work in adaptive or agile approaches. That is why they give more focus to adapting to changes. Then working software over comprehensive documentation which is prepared in case of predictive approaches. Then individuals and interactions are given more importance over using processes and tools, which is given more importance in predictive approaches. So they are self-explanatory in nature. We will not go into details. Now the 12th principle which Agile talks about. First is they believe in early and continuous delivery. You can say early and continuous delivery of a minimum viable product which can be used by the client, and they can give their quick feedback onto it, and using that feedback we can change our requirement and adapt our plan. Then welcoming change is another characteristic. Working software. In agile approaches, what we are trying to do, we are trying to deliver our products in increment nature by using these working software, and working software is also the measure of progress in agile projects. Then agile also focuses on bringing business people and developers together so that whatever the business requirements are, developers can actually facilitate those requirements. Then Agile also believes in face-to-face conversation, that is co-location of the teams over any other form of communication. Then maintaining a constant pace which can be maintained indefinitely for an indefinite period of time. That type of a pace agile project should undertake. Then good design and technical excellence is given highest preference. Simplicity of not doing those things which is not required. Simplicity is basically the art of things not getting done. So here they talk about elimination of wastage, all those tasks which is not required in terms of they are not delivering any value. So those tasks should be removed and eliminated so that your task list become uncluttered, and you can focus on all those tasks which is delivering value. So that Agile is talking about. Agile also talks about working with motivated individuals, the team which have respect for each other, so that when these motivated individuals come together, they help in delivering the business value more effectively. Agile also talks about self-organizing team, and the 12th principle which they talk about is regular reviews. We will speak about the definition which was given by Ahmed Siddiqui, which talks about not only adopting agile values and principles, but having an agile mindset and using other practices which is described into agile framework is something which comprises of what agile is. That is what being talked about by Ahmed Siddiqui. Now we will speak about what is the relationship between lean, Kanban and agile approaches. So you can say Kanban and agile is basically the subset of lean thinking. And why we are saying it? Because all three of them, lean, Kanban and agile, they have some shared values. And now what are these shared values? So firstly, all three approaches believe in delivering customer value. They all believe in delivering in small batch sizes. They all believe in elimination of waste, which we also spoke about here. when we were talking about simplicity in agile principles. They also talk about adapting to change, which is also one of the most important principle of agile is. Then continuous improvement and respect for the people, which we also talked about here when we have that agile team should be a team of motivated individuals who have respect for each other. So because all these three approaches, lean, Kanban and agile, have these shared values, we can say that Kanban and agile is basically the subset of lean thinking, or you can say lean is the superset of Kanban and agile thinking. Now we will see that most of the time agile is used as an umbrella term, or you can say that it is a blanket term which is also being used for other methodologies. And what are these other methodologies? These other methodologies are extreme programming, Scrum or Scrumban. Then we talk about DSTM, which is Dynamic System Development Method. We also speak about FDD here, which is feature driven development, Crystal and Scrumban. So whenever we speak about all these other methodologies also, like XP, Scrum, DSTM, these are also used with agile, because we will see that agile is used as a blanket term. Now the final point which we are going to cover in today's video is what is the uncertainty and risk which is associated around projects, and how should we select the life cycle of them. So as we talked about it, that with the advent of technology, many of the project managers work on some type of a project which involves a lot of research and development, which involves lot of high rate of changes is there, because because of the current technology which is available to them, or current knowledge which is available to them. So because they are working on such complicated projects, it is very important that there are sometimes risk of wasted work, and there are also risk of rework which is getting involved. And because of this risk of wasted work and risk of rework, there is also a change in the schedule of the project, and there is also the cost of the project also get impacted. So to overcome these challenges, some of the project managers believe in using practices of iterative and incremental projects. And what are these approaches which is used in iterative and incremental? First is they used very short feedback loops. They believe in frequent adaptation. They help in reprioritization. They help in regularly updating our plans, and they help in frequent deliveries. So how they actually help in delivering all these 5 points which we spoke about. So while we are doing these short incremental deliveries, while we are testing and while we are taking quick reviews from our clients, it all helps us in exploring the project, the uncertainty which is there into the project. It helps in exploring that uncertainty. It reduced risk. It helps in doing it quickly, so at a shorter time frame, at reduced cost, and it also helps in delivering business values. So because of these characteristics of incremental and iterative approaches, it helps in the projects which involves research and development, where high rate of change is anticipated and expected, where unclear and unknown requirements are there, and where final goal is hard to describe. So this is it about today's video. In my next video, I will speak about predictive approach, agile approach, incremental and iterative approach. What are the advantages of them? What are the disadvantages? What are the features they are there? And what are the hybrid approaches we have? So please stay tuned, and please do share your feedback, because it is very valuable for me. Thank you so much.